All right, one of the staples of the pandemic has been the less than popular Zoom call. However, it's a great way to connect with people. And that's what we did. We reached out to a bunch of people who hosted the Emmys before. And I am very excited to introduce our next panel of past hosts. We have Bill Curtis, Tim Kazurinsky, Ginger Z, Pat Tomasulo, Mike Toomey. Obviously, this Zoom call is not as glamorous as when you are actually hosting in person. Bill Curtis, you hosted the Emmys in 1988. Do you have any memories from that night?
That long ago. Everybody was beautiful. Everybody was young. And here is a picture from that time.
This is before color?
Yeah, before color. And you will recognize everybody. Some are with us, some are not. But that's the way we did it then.
How about you, Ginger?
When I hosted, what do I remember? Well, Tamron Hall and I hosted together, and I remember sitting backstage with her like schoolgirls. I don't know why, but there seemed to be long breaths of time between what we had to do. And so I really enjoyed having it felt kind of like sleepover.
My recollection, I did it a couple of times. Probably the craziest one was at the Goodman. We had the entire set of the Christmas Carol on stage. So of course they asked Tiny Tim to host when they're doing the show at the Goodman. You don't want to go through that.
Yeah, so maybe virtual isn't that bad after all.
No.
Deal with any of that.
It can be a blessing.
All right, I think one of the biggest themes is that this show was always bigger, right? I mean, we've hosted this, but every time you host it, they tell you about, it used to be huge names that hosted.
The first show of the Chicago Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, starring Jack Benny and Dave Garroway.
Here is one of the first gentlemen of show business, Jack Benny.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think your wonderful town of Chicago is to be congratulated on your great contributions to television.
Here with his big hit, You'll Never Find, is the unmistakable sound of Mr. Lou Rawls, right here.
You'll never find, as long as you live.
When I hosted it, it was because other guys couldn't. Like,
yeah.
By the time they got to me, they're like, hey, the guy from Double Dare just got a stomach ache. Can you fill in?
Pat, I do remember one thing from my hosting experience, and that was I had my whole monologue planned. I was telling Mike about this earlier. And then right before I went on stage, instead of a handheld mic, they gave me a headset to wear, which is not the most conducive apparatus to be trying to deliver a stand-up monologue when I look like I'm working a drive-through.
All right, give me one limerick, please, just to make my day.
The Midwest Emmy Awards turn 63, but once again we gather virtually. With a little help from the past and hosts who made it a blast, Curtis, Kazurinsky, and Z. We deliver it to you.
Well, listen, I think that you each are a reminder of how monumental this night is, how big it's been in the past, and to see your faces, I mean, the contributions you've made to the Midwest, to our country, to Chicago, is significant. So thank you so much for taking time out of your lives to join us.